Alright folks, we need to have a serious chat about what's heading our way, and trust me, this isn't just another run-of-the-mill winter squall. What's charging toward us right now is shaping up to be one of the most dangerous and far-reaching weather disasters we've witnessed in half a decade. And I'm not being dramatic here, the figures are genuinely mind-blowing. Picture this. We're talking about up to 2 feet of snow, burying some areas, over an inch of devastating ice coating others, and wind chills so brutal they could seriously threaten lives. More than 150 million people, nearly half the entire country, are going to feel this monster's wrath. From the Texas Panhandle all the way to New England's coastline, this beast is going to leave scars that some towns won't heal from for weeks, maybe even months. So let me lay out exactly what you need to know. Because if you're anywhere near this thing's path, the clock to get ready is ticking down fast. The massive scale we're dealing with. When I opened up the watch and warning map this morning, I literally had to zoom way out just to see the whole nightmare. We're looking at alerts blanketing more than 2,000 miles across the continental U.S. winter storm warnings. They're stretching from Boston all the way back to New Mexico. That's an absolutely insane footprint. Over 100 million people are currently sitting under those warnings, including huge metro areas like New York City. But here's where it gets really scary. Ice storm warnings are active across chunks of southeast Texas, just outside Houston, around Shreveport, extending southeast of Memphis and reaching all the way to Atlanta and Charlotte. In those zones, we're not talking about a little frosty film on your windshield. We're talking about half an inch to over an inch of solid ice coating, absolutely everything. By the way, if you want specific forecasts for your neck of the woods, drop your location in the comments below. I'll try to answer individually when I can. Also, if you dig the video and hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate it. Now, let's keep rolling. Trees, power lines, roads, you name it, it's getting encased. That kind of ice buildup is absolutely catastrophic. It snaps branches like toothpicks, obliterates power infrastructure, and transforms every roadway into an ice rink. And here's the kicker: the damage from something like this doesn't just vanish overnight. We're talking about potential blackouts lasting a week or longer in the worst-hit spots. Emergency declarations are piling up before we dive into when and where this unfolds. Everyone needs to understand that multiple states have already hit the panic button ahead of this storm. Texas, Kansas, Missouri, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and New York have all issued state of emergency declarations. That should tell you everything you need to know about how seriously officials are viewing this situation. When that many governors are signing emergency orders before the first snowflake even hits the ground, you know we're dealing with something historic. The timeline. A 2-wave knockout punch. Let's talk timing, because this storm is going to roll out in stages. And understanding the sequence is crucial for getting prepared. What's happening right now, as I'm recording this on Saturday morning, is just the opening act. Freezing rain and sleet are already spreading across North Texas and creeping into southern Arkansas. Heavier snow bands are ramping up near Tulsa, Oklahoma City, and pushing northward toward Topeka. But this is going to explode in intensity as we push through today and into tonight. If you're in Little Rock, the snow's going to get significantly heavier overnight. Memphis, same deal. You're looking at a solid dump of accumulating snow before sunrise Sunday. Meanwhile, freezing rain and sleet will keep hammering northern Mississippi, southern Arkansas, and the entire Dallas-Fort Worth metro throughout the night. Here's what makes this storm particularly nasty. What we're experiencing right now is actually the weaker of 2 distinct waves. Think of it like a 1-2 punch, except the second hit is twice as powerful. While this first wave cruises through the Mississippi Valley, a second and much more vicious system is brewing over the Rockies by Saturday night into Sunday morning. These two systems will basically merge into one massive winter nightmare, stretching from the mid-Atlantic all the way back to Texas. The snow totals from this second wave could be nearly double what the first wave dishes out. That's why the forecast numbers look so extreme. Saturday afternoon through evening by this afternoon. That first wave will be pushing into Kentucky and Tennessee, with snow spreading across portions of Illinois. At the same time, heavy freezing rain will be ramping up along the Mississippi River corridor, particularly around Monroe, Louisiana, and near Shreveport. Those areas are staring down the barrel of a major ice event with totals potentially topping an inch. We're also going to start seeing moisture surge out of the Gulf of Mexico and the Pacific, feeding that second wave of wintry mess across Texas and Oklahoma. Moderate to heavy snow will be ongoing in Oklahoma City, Amarillo, and Lubbock. Freezing rain will be stretching across almost all of Tennessee and even down into San Antonio. If you're in Austin, you're going to start seeing ice build up by late this afternoon. A heartbreaking double whammo. Let me address something that makes this storm particularly heartbreaking. The Carolinas and parts of Georgia that are about to get hammered by ice are the same areas that were devastated by Hurricane Helene not that long ago. These communities have barely had time to catch their breath. And now they're facing the prospect of widespread blackouts that could drag on for a week. The potential for over an inch of ice. Accumulation in western North Carolina and upstate South. Carolina is going to create absolute chaos for infrastructure that's already been battered. My heart genuinely goes out to everyone in those regions, 'cause you've been through the ringer already. Saturday night, the monster reveals itself as we push into Saturday evening and overnight. We're going to see the full scope of this beast come into view. One massive winter storm stretching from Delaware and Maryland all the way back into Texas. A huge swath of freezing rain will be pounding the Carolinas, while significant ice accumulation continues along the Mississippi River. Power outages could start as early as tonight in the hardest hit ice zones. And unfortunately, some of those outages might not get fixed for over a week in isolated spots. Sunday morning, the intensity peaks. Sunday morning is when things really get wild for several regions. Dallas, Fort Worth, North Texas, and Little Rock will finally switch from freezing rain and sleet over to snow, and this snow is going to absolutely dump. We're talking snowfall rates of 3 to 4 inches per hour in the heaviest bands across Oklahoma and Texas. That kind of intensity buries cars in just a few hours. Meanwhile, the Northeast will be seeing rates closer to 2 to 3 inches per hour, even in the heavier bands. The difference? Temperature. The snow falling in the southern plains will be light, fluffy, and cold, which means it piles up incredibly fast. The Northeast snow will be wetter and denser because temperatures won't be quite as frigid by late Sunday morning and into early afternoon. That large area of snow will be pushing into southern New England. The storm will stretch from Little Rock all the way to New York City. The heaviest bands will be setting up across New Jersey, northern Kentucky near Louisville and Cincinnati, and also slamming Washington, D.C. If you're anywhere along the Mississippi River Valley, particularly near Vicksburg or Memphis, you're going to be in some of the hardest hit areas for ice accumulation. Tupelo is likely looking at over an inch of ice. Atlanta could see more than half an inch, which is enough to cause scattered to widespread blackouts lasting several days. New jackpot event for my viewers in southern New England. This is going to be a jackpot event. Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Boston are sitting in the sweet spot for maximum snowfall. We could see well over 1 to 2 feet of snow from this system over about a 36-hour window. Snowfall rates will be pushing 3 to 4 inches per hour during the heaviest periods. That's the kind of snow that shuts down entire cities. Sunday night. The transition by Sunday night. The precipitation type will start switching for some areas. Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and even New York City will see snow changing over to freezing rain. Most of North Carolina, including Charlotte, and nearly all of Virginia will be dealing with ice accumulation by this point. We're looking at 1/4 to 1/2 inch of ice in Maryland and Virginia, which is more than enough to bring down trees and power lines. The good news? By early Monday morning, most of the wintry precipitation will be winding down. New England will hang on to some light snow during Monday, but by Monday night, this storm will finally be behind us. The cleanup and recovery, however, that'll take much longer. Total accumulations. The numbers are staggering. Let's break down the totals because these numbers are significant. Northeast, widespread 12 to 18 inches of snow. Southern New England could easily top 18 inches, with Boston potentially approaching 20 inches when all is said and done. Pennsylvania and New Jersey are looking at 1 to 2 feet. Northern Virginia will pick up 6 to 10 inches before transitioning to freezing rain. Virginia Beach and Roanoke are looking at 3 to 6 inches. Thank you guys. See you next video.